Hi, in today's video, I'm going to discuss about how to set a healthy boundary while working from your home, or are you working in a remote working? Because nowadays this the scenario of doing work has been the landscape of doing work is changing day by day. Now in the new technology like AI is coming up, and lot of people are preferring to work from home, like a freelancer or the virtual assistant, or like engineers in the tech industries or in various field. And this is a flexible as well as it is a high combination of hybrid workplace, or the physical and typical traditional working space where we working together with our team members and with our immediate supervisor or the boss. But when it's come to work from home or working remotely, setting boundary is become very crucial in order to stay productive and work on our creative projects, or whatever the project associating it with it. And if you are a solo planner or building a side digital business, then preferably most people are working from the side, whatever the free time is available to us, despite all the our personal obligations and professional obligations over there. So the thing is that what we should, because now once if we particularly be building something out of our free time, which is from a regular 9 to 5 job, or the our profession, then it become very necessary to speak, or we can say that, to make a clear intention for our family member or our siblings that uh, I am I am not available, or those during those times, or the I'm busy with my work. Because we assume that people or our friends will know by default, or they are guess, because no, everybody has different criteria, and different criteria, different schedules, and different intentions to take on that. Think about it, which when we are working from home, the lines between work and personal life can get very blurry, and it easy for people to assume you are always available just because you are at home. This is the general assumptions uh, people are having when it's come to their time or available time with us. But that's not sustainable, and we should address that at the first place, because we need boundaries to protect our time, our energy, and our sanity. Because sometimes we are laying down our personal time, which may be used for our health, our exercising, or our personal care, or the me time also can be sacrificed for the sake of when we say yes to everything obligations coming in our head. So how do we communicate these boundaries effectively? This is the key concept where I want to address. And if you are solely working remotely, and you have to report, or you have to take help of your colleagues, or your or junior member or senior member, then here is the key insight: clear communication is the absolutely essential. Because sometimes in the o of day-to-day conversations and our friendly nature and our characteristics, we are sitting and conversing together. We are sometimes we are spending time with them to hang up we are hanging on our tea or the any snacks. Then at that time it become very crucial, because clarity and communication is essential. People can't respect our free time if they don't know when it is and how it is they come to know. And it's like having an invisible force for a dog. If they can't see it, or if they can't see the boundary or the fence, how can they come to know that is a crossing line? So the core concept here is that boundary setting, just like you would set boundaries in any relationship, you need to establish a clear start point and end times for your work day. And if you are building the business or the doing work remotely, then it's become non-negotiable things to become or stay productive. proactively, and it should not the thing that we are going to cut down the our relationship with them or the our friendly nature with them, but it is a proactiveness to uh, proactive to foster the work performance or our creative abilities to our profession. And don't wait for people to assume or guess, just tell them uh, ruthlessly. Now let's talk about action, how we can set these boundaries. And if we are a solopreneur and working on our own projects, then there is no need to send any email or the WhatsApp. And when it's come to family members, we can say directly that this is my specific time where I'm not going to do any chores or admin was related to home stuff anywhere. I'm not going to give you answers to your kids or the them, and we should make this kind of conversational friendly in a friendly manner. And at the same time, and if you're dealing with, if you want to say to our colleagues or our teammates, then we should write legitimate or the concrete mail communications, or we have to write the mail mentioning that the start and the end of our free time while we are on the home, because they are working from their physical office, and if we are working remotely, then we cannot see each other, we cannot imagine each other. And so setting the tone by intimating giving intimation to them to mail communication is a it's essential thing. And so it will becomes one type of official thing for our all the team members, as well as our manager, or we can say that as well as our senior person. So exactly what should we need to include, or what should we need to write. So it is very simple that concern is the we have to subject to the people whom we want to communicate, and not necessarily it is confined to our department or our members only, because most of the time we have exchange of work and sharing of task is in between mutually between the team members. And just like I just wanted to clarify my working hours, so we can all be on the same page, and I'm typically available from this time to this time, and mentioning our time zone is the best thing to do. And we can also include this information in our email signature for ongoing visibility, that this is the thing that by mentioning time in the mail itself is showing that we are available, and we can work together. Think of as it's setting up a clear expectation for the people and for our friends. When we clearly communicate our work hours, we are essentially saying this is when I am available, otherwise I am not available. So people will get aware of that. If there is a there is a need of our as a part of our job description, then it will become make sense to them. So instead of wasting our time, why shouldn't I take a chance to meet them or converse them to and deliver whatever needs to be delivered. It is the respectful way to protect our time and ensure that people know when they are expect a response from you. Remember, setting boundaries is not about being a rude or like uncooperative. It's about the taking care of the ourselves and managing our energy and limited. We have a limited energy. We cannot waste anything other than our main important thing, and we can do our best both at work in our personal lives. And in some cases, some you might be thinking of that, but what if my boss or the senior person expect me to available 24 by 7? Because when we working remotely or we available on the all this on the media or communication media like a WhatsApp or a mail or a Slack or any kind of teamwork dashboard, then they assume that we are available on always online. Now, what if I have a client in a different time zone, or what we have to work in a different time zone? Those are valid concerns, and we can definitely discuss strategies for those situations. And it is a kind of very rare thing or very exceptional thing to be happening at that time. So but mentioning or asking or mentioning this concern in the first place is setting us apart from the creating conflict or the creating unnecessary uh, boundaries in a way. So this is all about today's video, and I hope you enjoying it, and let me share what you have learned so far. Hi, this is Rajkumar Pal, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss and share about my perspective, specifically for the remote workers or the people who are working from the home or here try to build something online or digitally, whether it's like starting a consulting business or a coaching business or any freelance business, or if you're a content creator or like an entrepreneur or you or aspiring content creator, whatever the case may be. So a lot of times while we are working at home, we are not at habitual as it was be in a physical office or like a typical office. Then lot of time we are struggling with a lot of thing which is not may or may not be clear in the same time. So even I am struggling with that. So how do we handle family members or the roommates who are interrupting ourselves during our work? And it is a natural scenario where it has been happening automatically or we observed, because during the COVID itself, the trend of the work from home is very become popular, and a lot of people started working from home as well. But despite of all the acknowledgement, all the our skills, knowledge, and we always fail to set the clear boundaries or having a clear communication or having a specific workspace where we can work and initiate our creative task in a hand. Because as human behavior, what we are habitually doing, because home is the thing is that home is where we are not meant to do a work, and the environment is designed a different way, and we are not habitual to do the work as like we do in our office work. So all these concepts and idea is going to be populated in order to do the work or finish the job what we have signed for. And sometimes it is becoming so tedious because we cannot fight with our roommates or the family member the same time, even though they even know that this is the job or this is the work, and sometimes they forget to mention the thin line of work and personal work and the family work. And so this kind of silly thing is going to be happen. So specifically, I'm going to address the question which is like how do we handle the family members while working remotely, and we have to do all these things which we are doing in the office. So moving straight forward, the first of thing, that what is the mindset that we are operating from is the key thing. Because unless and until we if didn't know where these questions come from and why this question come from, we cannot going to have a strategy, or we are not going to apply the new things. The old mindset is that since like that what we are thinking, since I am at home, it's okay for others to interrupt, and because they are not know or they are unaware of that I'm doing a work. And sometimes we casually not telling him or her to about our work, and we do the chorus thing or the chorus thing or the habitual the routine work to make things done. And the new mindset we need to cultivate is that if my work is my time is very valuable to me and it deserves respect. And if I'm mixing my professional work with my personal work, is whatever the time I have, then it is not going to give me result at all, and I'm going to be even I'm penalized or the punished, or the my whole image is going to be interrupt from my company itself. And just like anyone else jobs outside of the home, to how can we resolve this issue, or how can we deal with, or what is the coping mechanism we can use. So first thing is the dedicated workplace. Sometimes what happens is that in our country, in our home, because we are living as per our budget or as per our standards, and sometimes this facility or this thing may or may not possible at all, but try to be optimal and try to dedicate the specific workspace where it's it is similar to or looks like a uh, working space or the cubicle space where this automatically trigger us to do the work and not getting disturbed or not getting interrupted from our space, from our environment, or from the our people or the members residing in our hair. So even if we don't have a separate room or the designated specific area as our office, this helps create a visual cues or the mental distinction between work and personal space. So this is the crucial thing, because like in office we put our bags and files and documents beside us, and we have to cultivate, we have to architect this kind of scenario in our home itself. It's like a study room, or the same way we can make a workspace like that. And setting what you, as I earlier discussed in the previous video, is that setting and communicating the clear boundaries with our family members is a crucial, and explaining that when we are in workspace you don't need to interrupt us, or we have to put a physical signboard or the sticking the paper on a wall during this time I am at a work, so please try to avoid to come here, and or in the or uh, priming them that this is the, if you're batching them the task which may include the same room or the same space for the other tasks also, so that our family members get ahead all this thing getting thing done, and it will make a space for us to start a work. And that what is the benefit of doing is that we increase our chances of productivity. We can finish more the things instead of directly pondering on the thinking on the other stuff, because when we set a clear boundary and we allot our space for the work, ultimately that our productivity is going to increase. And by minimizing the interruptions you can concentrate better, get more done, and ultimately feel more accomplished or more finished at the end of our day. And can reduce the stress. Fewer interruption means less frustration and calmer work environment, leading to lower stress level. At office what is happening that all the team members sometimes they come and they are gossiping with on non necessary stuff. They are working, they are throwing their judgment comments or the non-judgmental ideology or philosophy about work, or they are always telling about the company culture or the work culture, and they are gossiping around the people like team members and other the policies like that. All this nonsense thing is going to make you less productive. And having a specific workspace, specific communication, and setting boundary is always going to reduce our stress almost by more than 80%. So what is the action step we can take from here if you are struggling with the interruptions while working at the home? The first thing is set communicate with the teammates, communicate with the family members, communicate with the kids with a clear instruction and the frame that have an open and honest conversation with our family roommates. Explain what is our work, why it is necessary to do to me, what is why, what is the schedule, and or importance of minimizing the interactions and distractions during the work, emphasizing that we are not ignoring them but the focused work time benefits everyone in the long run. By cultivating this mindset and the action step and the clear communication and boundary will set us apart from while we are working remotely or working at the home. And taking proactive step to minimize the distraction, we can create the more productive and harmonious work from the home environment for everyone else, as well as for ourselves, as well as our company and corporation. So this is all about in today's video. That's how can we can reduce the interruptions and distractions while we are working from the home, and this is the healthier way to this is the healthier way to separate ourselves from our daily obligation, as well as the distinction between the professional work and the personal work altogether. And I hope this will find you well, and what you have learned, you can comment, or you can write in the comment itself. Oh, this is Rajkumar Pal, and once again, I am back with a new video where I'm going to address the concern about the remote work, or the how to become productive and reduce work stress, or we can say that the high performance work state, where because we are when it's come to dealing with remote work, and we not habitual to do while working from the home, then lot of questions and lot of problems are going to arise. So out of those problems, when I am noting down that even I am also went going through the same problems, where it become very difficult for us to manage and stay up to date on all this thing necessary. So the first thing I'm going to share the mindset, which is the old mindset, which is causing us to feel like that way, or causing us to come across the doubt and the question. Second thing is that what is the new mindset, or what is the attitude we can cultivate to address this question while working at home. And the third thing, what is the key concept or the idea which is going to help us to move from the this all these struggles and all the questions which is arising from while working via home. And the fourth thing is that what is the one immediate action we can take in order to overcome these challenges, and we thrive and make impact with our work at all. So sometimes what happen is that when we are working from the home, or we are working in a team members, what happens that we should always in a dilemma of uh, we should always in a dilemma to respond or not respond immediately to the messages, or to the informations, or the demands coming from our teammates. So what is the old mindset, that feeling the need to respond instantly to every notification or the information, leading to fragment of attentions and reduced productivity happens. So for example, it is obvious that if you are working together with the all people are sitting nearby us, and we are focused on our task, and suddenly one member can telling us to give the answers or provide some kind of necessary information. But what happens that we are always in awe to whether we have to answer or not answer. We have to give the immediate attention or that yes or no. So what is the new mindset is that we are in a control of our time and our attention and energy, and we choose when to engage with messages, and having what is choosing the right time, or the having the priorities when it's come to following the deep work. And the concept to solve is that batching the communication. How can we batch communication instead of constant reactivity or sensitivity, and designing the specific issues, or the concerning the specific issues while we are working at home. Sometimes it become create interruptions and distractions to take a note on that. And if you are it is a it is a 90% of the very serious matter, or the very crucial thing, then we should address, or we have to answer those notifications. Else what we can see that Once we perform our deep work, like a batching a communication instead of constant reactivity, what we should do that this allows allocate specific time blocks for different tasks, or we have to address the inner pre-advanced pre-planning from the team members, or setting the agenda, or the aggregating the things which is doable in a one spare of time, or the one time block itself, including communication. This creates a structure and intentionality in your day. What is the takeover? This takeover is that we can increase our focus, because batching communications allow a longer periods of uninterrupted work, leading to deeper focus and improved productivity. So that is the thing that we can cultivate. And in the similar way, what happen is that what is the action step we can take? And start with scheduling just two dedicated slots every day, or the free time where we can take together checking messages, perhaps one mid morning, or the ones mid afternoon, or the post afternoon, and the before the end of the day, like that. And we can allot and we can do all these things. Next question is that how do I say no without sounding uncooperative or a lazy? Because saying no is it's always not been easy, because we are a living creature. We are always seeking belongingness. We always seeking the hope and faith from all others. We always seeking empathy, respect. All these things are very crucial. And in the same thing, what we are seeking inside ourselves, the same is also desirable from the other peoples, or the teammates also. So that's why this the sense of belongingness, or the there is a thin layer of our relationship boundaries, or the fence, is the one of the biggest thing when it's come to say no to the people around us. And how we can distinguish, how we can separate, and how we can come out of this dilemma of saying no. So what is the old mindset that is preventing us to say no to the people, or say no to the uh, non the task which is not aligned to us, which is the task which is not as per our goal or our objective. Feeling obligated to say yes to every request, even if it is overextended. You when compromise your own priorities. So this is the one basic thing. What is the new mindset we can cultivate? Empowered prioritization. This is the only thing that we are not, as human being, we are always being lazy, and always are very poor in when it's come to selecting or choosing or prioritizing one over the other, because it will create a chaos in our mind, or the dilemma in our mind, or paradox of choice. And we have the right to protect our time and energy. Saying no allows us to prioritize what truly matters to us. Now, what is the which concept or which idea we can use to say no effectively while maintaining our relationship at the same time? Assertive communications. It means that communicate our boundaries and limitations clearly and respectfully without apologizing or making excuses. Assertiveness means that we sometimes become so confused, and because many of times our senior person or the team members have been sacrificed a lot of things for us. And when it's time to give back or give the reciprocation with the same level of sacrifications, or the sacrification, or the behaving in the same manner. Because what's happening there, sometimes people would act in a certain way that creates an impression on in our mind, that you I have done so much for you, and if we are going to say no for the same people, then this will become a blurrous to us, and it create a blurry boundary at the same time. So and one thing is that we have to set intention in a very polite manner, and in a very calming manner, and even in the by making the realization of our worth and our goal to, and make the same thing also with our peoples or the peer member, which may give the new insights to that people also, so that they can understand and work together at all. That the takeaways, or what is the benefit of that, that they were these people are going to love us or going to respect us more than what we expecting to. And we are thinking of that by saying no, it means that I am losing the control or the losing my uh, belongingness or losing my relations. No, it is not necessarily that. Sometimes it work in a totally different manner, because what if sometimes people are not aware to the point where we are not going to address them until we are addressing to these people as well.